No, it's only 8:27.
Yeah.
It's early, it's fast.
8:27.
It's 8:27.
Feng shui.
We will start no meeting before it's time.
Feng shui, no
Would you
way.
rather face the wall? Yes?
Yeah, actually, I would.
Okay.
And if you put a picture of him there in front of your house.
Right.
Hey Mel, I brought you a spider plan.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Well,
you.
she gave me a little succulent thing. I had to reciprocate. Happy belated Easter.
Thank you. You too.
In-person man.
I'm kind of new to this.
And
Zoom
Frankie,
thing.
you
Dallas
forgot
is bitching about being an
You
in-person
forgot
man.
Dallas.
I forget, all hail the king.
Somebody's gotta do it.
No one was watching even what I'm doing on there anyway.
Oh, yes, they do.
Oh, yes, they do.
You're the
remember one day
main part
you-
of the show.
One day you zoomed in, I remember watching the birds over your shoulders.
Even the AI likes your comments. I'll send you the minute.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It spins it perfectly.
Where did you read that?
Melissa?
I'll send you a
We were
copy.
talking on the phone
what?
about.
I'll send you a
that
copy.
policy. What
Oh,
were you
thanks.
reading?
Yeah, it does a good job.
When it comes to the text messages. She says I like Terry had her signature right underneath it.
The record retention policy, did she give you that one?
No.
Okay.
Explain.
Other than just being.
So the record retention is based on the law. It tells you how long you have to keep records.
Which includes text
The
messages.
last part of it is what Fred read out loud last week in public comment about if you have any awareness of an investigation pending or
Yeah,
otherwise,
got it.
don't destroy anything.
Because it's a public.
And then the
It's a
commissioner's
county.
signature lines underneath.
Got it. And those
All
are
right,
record
the hands on the clock say it's 8:30, so good morning, welcome to the April 21st
Mr. Chairman, I would like to recommend we do the Pledge of Allegiance.
meeting of the Carroll County Commissioners. Harold ate his Wheaties this morning. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We don't have the Zoom, and I don't see any media, so we will have public comment.
Oh, look, he's got a newspaper with him.
Yes, Fred Kane from Wolfboro. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the Carroll County Independent and Granite State News. Talks about county commissioners filed complaint against the chair of the delegation, and also McCarthy resigns from Carroll County Commission. I did request last week if the text messages and the emails were preserved. I haven't heard back. I know they originally said the cell phone was wiped clean. If that's the case, it's very troubling, and you know, former County Commissioner McCarthy's probably the luckiest person in the world. Maybe she ought to buy a lottery ticket if that's been wiped clean. And I still think that needs to be looked into and decide where we go from here, especially pending the investigation by the chair of the delegation and their committee, and also, you know, the Carroll County Commissioners did an internal investigation and said that was ongoing. So I assume there's a lot of information in there that we should see coming forward.
Well, Fred, it's your lucky day. Obviously, we do not have any text messages. We have been in consulting with the county attorney, so we're looking at different ways of retrieving those text messages, which technically is possible, I hope. The emails, they're still working on that. So hopefully we'll have a better answer for you by the next time we meet. But it is not forgotten, and we're looking at all avenues. There was a violation of the records detention policy of the county, especially since we're under a litigation hold. And all that's being looked into. We're just waiting for an answer back from the county attorney on what's the best way to proceed forward.
Okay.
Well, and just for the record,
For the record.
the county did not wipe anything clean. We
Yes.
did not wipe the phone clean. We did not
Well,
wipe.
I assume that was the thing. I think if the county would have to have it in hand to do something like that. I have talked to many people. I went to my hairstylist on Friday, and he commented on that. He said, wow, are they really tech savvy if they can wipe out somebody's cell phone, from a remote location? Were we able to get into the computer? According to the paper, that HR has the password to the laptop computer.
Not yet.
We'll get back to you on that.
Thank you very much.
I think Fred covered it all for me, thank you.
Alice, take a lesson from Ken.
Yeah, I'll take his spot. So, I just come to complain most of the time. I don't have any questions for you. Questions are, I never really get true answers anyway. I just wonder when this, government is actually going to start doing what they're supposed to do. I heard over the weekend that the Supreme Court of this country, which probably has nothing to do with you per se, but it affects all of us, decided that, we're going to have illegal immigrants have rights. So I want to know if I can go to another country and exactly the same thing would happen. I don't know who's running the show up there, but it's once again a failure of government. And you guys I know are only at the county level, but I think it's got to start somewhere. We got to start bringing this back to the United States of America. I don't know what the law of the land is anymore. They keep changing it, and every state is a little different. Well, supposedly we have the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, all the way through the first 10 amendments at least. I'll agree with. After that, they go off the rails. But I just came to complain once again. Maybe you guys can see through the whole charade that's going on in the federal level and try to keep the local level kind of decent. So,
We're working on it.
okay.
Alrighty. I see no further public comment. I guess we will go into Hales.
I move we become selectmen for Hales location.
8:36.
8:36.
8:36. That's a move.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor, aye.
Okay. It's like I have to sit there and walk him
Yes,
through.
yes, somebody's got to do this. So, we have an unincorporated bill payment list warrant for $6,210.49.
For what?
I'm working on that. This is for, it says Hales location on a bill payment list warrant. What exactly is that, Melissa?
It's the manifest, that's what the Hales manifest.
Oh, that's the
looks
Hales
like.
manifest, yes. For $6,210.49, and the check is made out to County of Carroll, Hales location. I'll take a motion to accept that.
Would you like to know what it is?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah?
It's a reimbursement because the tax collector position is paid through payroll here. So it's a reimbursement from Hales for those expenses. Her salary and payroll expenses.
I understand, and I still find it slightly ridiculous. So moved.
That's the way it is. Second, all in favor?
Aye. Today's the 21st, right?
Today is the 21st.
Don't forget to sign.
We also have a building permit that's been issued to Lloyd and Craftsman LLC to erect a 3-bedroom house on Lot 4 in Hales location. It appears, having looked at it, has plans, very nice plans.
Would you say they're say professional plan?
I would say a professional plan.
Well, by God, Mr. Chairman, we must give these folks a home, so I move we approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye. Oh, it's got a leach field.
That's the first thing you do. And last but not least, we have the minutes for April 14th. That was the previous week that we didn't sign.
I
Which
read those last
which
night.
we already approved. April 14th,
Yeah, I read them. You're amazing.
second.
Second.
Let's make a motion.
All in favor?
Oh,
Okay. You sure?
I'm sure. Approved on 4/21/25. A lot of reading.
You know, I actually fell asleep reading them.
Okay, got this. And unless Melissa has anything else, that concludes our Hales location meeting for this week at
8:39.
8:39. Next, we have approval of the minutes of April 14th, 2025.
I move we approve.
Second, I read those. All in favor?
Aye.
Then we have the approve and release April 14th, 2025 non-public session minutes.
Must be this.
That is correct.
I move we approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
We're doing our best, Alice, to keep everybody informed.
We're doing a hell of a lot better than a lot of other people are doing lately.
That's true. Next are the manifests. Accounts payable, April 18th, 2025, in the amount of $404,404.34. Accounts payable of $3,165, and the payroll of $299,659.69.
Awesome. Oh, that's a move?
Yes.
I approve.
Second, all in favor?
Fine.
Next, we have
The executive coordinator.
the executive
report.
coordinator will update us briefly on the budget review act versus actual, and we're going to do that every week now to keep everybody up to speed, rather than do it once a month. Well, how did we used to do it, quarterly?
Well, this is Dallas's fault, so.
So having looked at it, go ahead, Melissa.
Yeah. Nothing really seems significant or out of order. We're supposed to be about a third of the way through the budget. It seems on track. There's only one discrepancy, and it's the Social Security payroll expense line in DPW, and that's because it's under budgeted, and we're asking for that in the supplemental. But other than that, everything else seems on track.
Very good.
That same report is also now being sent out to all the department heads. It wasn't in the past.
Right. We had a little issue last year where we came in over budget on a few things, so we're gonna try and make sure that doesn't happen again this year.
For the rest of mine, would you mind passing it over? The supplemental budget hearing discussion, if you could pass over that.
Okay, yeah,
Thank you.
yep. Next, we have the Disaster Recovery Emergency Management Committee.
Madam Chair.
He's the chair.
Well, Madam Chair.
We've come a long way. Yes.
Where are we with that? Commissioner Parker had some more questions. You want
already
to
told
hold it
you.
again?
I told you what I want.
Right. So,
I can't go forward without seeing what's already here.
do you want to see what's already here first, or just know that it's already here?
I want to see what's already here.
Okay. So he's asked for the emergency management plans for the jail and for the nursing home.
Is that all right with you, Your Highness?
Not highnesses.
Sure, you're the king.
Do we want to do that today, or do we want to?
No, we don't have to do it
Table
today.
it? We'll table it until.
We can table and appoint the committee. I can show him what's already on the record
No, we
as
can
far
appoint
as
the committee.
evacuation plans, emergency management.
We can appoint the committee.
So we're not reinventing the whole wheel,
No.
just adding spokes to it.
Like I said, my point of view was, I already know that, like, jail and the nursing home must have emergency plans. So as Melissa says, instead of rewriting the whole wheel, let's read those first and see where we have gaps, which will make life a lot easier, save time, effort, and money. And she'll stop rearranging my desk in the office, so.
Thank you. Feng shui.
It's not feng shui.
Are we good with the emergency management committee?
Is it officially, have we officially condoned this? I mean, voted on it?
No.
Yeah.
I
thought
move
did
we
that.
set up an emergency management committee with you as chairman.
Oh, that was a different committee.
No, that was a different committee.
All right,
We'll revisit that. We'll revisit this next week.
Oh, we're not gonna revisit that.
Well,
Have some guts.
Well, no, it's, did we go over who's on?
We can start the committee, then we'll have the appointments next week.
Well,
Didn't vote on,
I thought we
appointing-
voted on it last
you
week.
No, we
voted on the
didn't.
capital improvement plan committee, but
And
not
that's right,
this
because you
one.
wanted to hold off on it.
Yeah, and I made my changes, correct. So,
Do I have those, Melissa?
I don't,
I don't remember seeing those.
God, you're so.
try
Wow,
to remember off the top of my
What's that?
head. I can try to remember off the top of my head. So we have the sheriff,
Yep.
Do
Nursing
we have to
home,
do it? We just,
jail.
myself, the sheriff, the administrator of the nursing home, superintendent of the jail, the IT director, the facilities director, and the DPW director.
That's correct.
Does that sound okay?
Yes. We can always add other people on later if it comes to light.
Okay.
motion to approve the
I
committee.
so move.
All in favor?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
That was harder than it had to be.
It's only because-
Supplemental budget will pass on. That brings up requests to waive bid process from administrator.
It's literally gonna take a minute.
Okay.
Oh, Bob has one too.
Well,
So 1 minute, 1 minute.
One at a time.
You want to go first? Okay. All right, so, looking to waive the bid process for our air curtain refrigerator. In your packet should be 3 quotes. The company that we have a long-standing history with, Pine Tree, came in lowest. They also will remove the old one, set up the new one, which the other companies that we got the quotes on, it's literally a drop. You know, it's almost like buying something from Amazon, they drop it at the dock, and then we'd have to be responsible for disposal of the old one. So since it's the lowest bid of the 3, and it's someone that we know, we have a history with,
we use them primarily, correct, for
99% of the
Yeah,
stuff.
they do our service and repair for all the food service equipment that we have, both here and the jail, and they won that opportunity to do that service by competitive bid.
and the more business we give them, the more important we are to them. So.
And they,
That's
more than,
current.
they come, if something breaks,
Right.
you know, we're a priority,
Which is
so.
pretty important.
Would you gentlemen be kind enough for Ed's worldwide audience to explain what a air curtain refrigerator is?
It's a refrigerator that literally has an air curtain. It's got a fan in it that separates the warm air on the outside from the cold air on the inside when you leave it open.
So it's a commercial.
Commercial
grade
refrigerator.
You just could have said commercial refrigerator.
I was gonna say that, but that's exactly.
I thought it was something newfangled and different.
I'll make a motion, we waive the bid and accept the bid from Pine Tree
Actually,
in the amount of,
$15,527.00.
And if I could, you have to state your reason for waiving the bid in your motion.
well, we waived the bid because, we really didn't waive the bid because it's the lowest bidder.
We didn't send out an RFP, but we did get 3 quotes.
We got 3 quotes, so
Don't look at me.
that's the
you're the
reason.
chairman.
That's the reason.
You go to jail before I did.
Okay.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Oh, I did. Someone,
Second.
okay.
All in favor?
All in favor.
Okay. You must be the washing machine.
I am, and there's a little bit of a
Oh, God.
story behind this.
Oh, we love stories.
Yeah, well, it's all about transparency, right?
There it is.
Okay, so,
Depends how long the story is.
long enough to bore you?
Okay, that's good.
Okay. The washing machine that I want to replace is the washing machine that we have right down the hallway here. It's a Milnor washing machine, 1999. It's 26 years old. I had originally wanted to replace it with another Milnor. But the last time we bought a Milnor back in 2016, for the one next to it, it hasn't been a good machine. I'm not happy with the amount of repairs that we've had to do to this fairly new machine. Put a lot more money into it than we should. I don't want to buy another one. And I had changed my mind after I did the budget process. So I want to use the Unimac brand of washing machine, which is what we have at the jail. The Unimacs have been a good machine. They haven't given us hardly any trouble. However, they are more expensive,
How much more?
about $4,000. I did not, which we probably made up in repairs.
I was about to ask you,
Yeah.
probably offset by repairs.
Yes.
and all.
So I didn't budget for that extra amount. So I'm going to ask 2 things. One, to to waive the bid process to buy the Unimac from Daniels Equipment, which is the service company that we have at the jail, who's been our service company for many, many years. And the cost overage, I have two avenues of covering this cost. Number one is for the contingency that we have, asking the commissioners.
So you need 4,000 out, give or take?
More or less, I'll get to the dollar amount
Okay.
in a minute.
And the storage is up.
So we either take it from the contingency, I'd like permission to take it from the contingency, or if everything goes according to plan, we're gonna save enough money on the mattresses to cover that cost. Yes, we're planning on saving money on
Yes.
mattresses, the tune of multiple thousands of dollars. I'm not sure how much yet, because we haven't finished the RFP process, the bids haven't come in. But once the bids come in, we'll know. So, but in the meantime, I'd like permission to take it from the contingency if needed. Mattress savings
How much
being
have you got in the
the
contingency?
first choice. Well, it's what, the 150,000?
Plus they put another package.
So it's a capital reserve, it's
Right.
not a contingency.
Sorry,
That's
wrong
what I,
word.
that's what I
It's
thought,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, well, they just, yeah.
Both start with C, so it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
On that, your excuse.
We're not-
Very good. I don't have a problem with that.
No,
You're the
I will
chairman.
defer to Director Murray's
Question.
logic.
It's for the laundry for the nursing home, correct?
Correct, which is currently right here
Yes.
in this
But
building.
when we build the new one, can it be flipped over?
We're gonna drag it over.
Okay, that answers it, thank you.
And the Unimac is the industry standard, they're like Maytag back in the day.
As long as we can bring it over to the new facility, that's fine with me.
So I budgeted $12,000.
Right.
The Unimac is gonna cost $16,875.
You're almost 5,000 over.
Yes.
They're living off their name.
If necessary, how much, not to put you on the spot, how much do you think you're gonna save on the mattresses?
Oh, well, multiple thousands of dollars. I'm just not sure what number to put there.
I think there's gonna be more than enough once we get the RFP, because there are deals on mattresses these days, believe it or not.
Who's gonna be sleeping on the floor?
Yeah.
How bad do you need this thing? You need it right this second?
It's broken.
No, we don't need it right this second. It's a working machine, but it's 26 years old, and I keep putting more money into it than I should be at this point. It's aged out, and we're still using it.
We get to flip the new one over into the new building, so it's not like we're buying it, something new and leaving it here behind.
Motion to approve.
Oh, I so,
Second. All in favor?
I,
And waiving the bid process because of the reputation of the machine and on the recommendations of our facilities director and our
previous
and
conversations
home
with the
administrator.
government.
And to add, it's the same situation as the food service company. We'll be buying it from a company that won by competitive bid and has been servicing us for a number of years. And there's really not a whole lot of people out there that sell Unimac washing machines.
I
commercial
never
washing
heard of one
machines.
until this very day.
I had neither.
Yep.
So you get elected, you learn new things.
You learn new things. We have employee recognition at 9:30.
Wow, we're way ahead of schedule.
We're way ahead of schedule.
Well, let's flip over that one and keep going.
And we will go to department report. Commissioner, thank you.
Thank you.
Administrator LaBeouf. We will go to department head report, facilities director Murray.
It's going to be fairly short. I'm not going to bore you with my day-to-day
Does that have something to do with
things
the
that I
washing
do,
machine?
but I've been, the budget got approved, and I've been working hard at spending the money that has been approved.
Very good.
Yes, we've had some success. The wheelchair washer is in.
Is it?
Yeah, the old ones.
Oh, you gotta go look
The old
at
one's
that.
right,
I wanna see what it
right there
looked
in
like.
front of the Pepsi machine.
I'll have to
It's
go
that
look.
stainless steel box right in front of that Pepsi machine.
There you go.
That's the old one.
What do we do with the old one?
Huh?
What do we do with the old one?
Well, it's funny you should ask.
It is.
I was gonna put it in the scrap metal pile, but somebody mentioned to me that that would be a great smoker cabinet. have no intentions of making a smoker out of it, but if somebody would like to make an offer to purchase that, it'd be one hell of a smoker cabinet.
Dallas, do you do smoking?
We'll leave that up to you.
I'm not gonna answer that question.
We'll leave that up to you.
Upbeat, Dallas.
We'll leave that up to you,
Yeah.
Director Murray.
So I'll dispose of it some way, somehow, and I'll try to get some coin out of it. Other than that, it's going to the scrap pile.
All right.
I'm not gonna mess with it too long.
How much does a used wheelchair washer go for nowadays?
A used one?
Can't be much.
Who knows?
That
Never
one
sold-
doesn't work.
I never sold one before.
Right.
Yeah, it
Can't
doesn't
be
work
much.
now.
Usually, they're
So,
not working.
so anyways, the wheelchair washer has been done, the refrigerators, the resident refrigerators got delivered last week, that's all done.
Oh, good.
The wheelchair van, the RFP is out, the mattresses, the RFP is out, and you just gave me permission to buy the washing machine, so that's done. And I've got the elevator repairs that we've talked about scheduled, that won't happen until late May or early June, but it's on the radar. That's about it.
Roof project?
The roof project is gonna start, probably the beginning of May. Yep, they've already been
The
contacted.
jail, we're replacing, we're.
Oh, the jail roof.
We're
Yeah,
doing
replacing the jail.
whatever we're doing to it.
Recovering
Covering
the
it,
jail
yeah.
roof. Yep, that's in the works.
Okay,
Yep.
and that's pretty much it that I can think of.
Yeah, that's the large items.
For some reason, I thought
Commissioner
we were-
Parker?
Oh, I got nothing. I just thought we were talking about the nursing home roof or something.
No, that one, we, yeah.
I knew about the gym.
I have something for other business, but since I'm sitting at the table, would you entertain me?
Go right ahead.
Okay,
Go right ahead.
I'm speaking as a Tufton Borough Selectman today,
Okay.
not
Sorry.
as
Okay.
Facilities Director.
We'll allow that.
The Tufton Borough Fire Department is working on a certified driver program for anybody who drives the fire engines. And they have asked if they can use the county complex for driver training on weekends.
Under one condition, they burn this building and practice on it.
I'm sure we can work something out.
Thank God. Did you
Yes.
hear that, Melissa?
So, yes,
No.
so they're asking to use the county complex for driver training on weekends.
Is there a lot of noise involved here or
No.
anything?
No,
It's just,
and it's gonna be infrequent, because we only have a certain number of drivers that drive the fire engines, a certain number of fire engines, and,
did you ask Rich about this by any chance? Just to make sure he's okay with that?
No.
I can't imagine it wouldn't impact him at all.
no, I did not.
No noise.
This just came to me Friday, and I figured I'd bring it to the table and ask.
All right, let's do a little more work on that, make sure everybody else is on board, and nobody's got a problem with it.
Okay.
And then next week we'll bring it back again.
All right, fair enough, I'll reach out to all the department heads and get opinion.
I think you're being overly bureaucratic.
You haven't been around long enough.
Oh, I've been around. I don't have a problem with it because it makes me feel safer when I drive through Tufton Borough too.
There you go. But I don't see any, I don't think we have a problem with it, just make sure everybody else is on board.
Fair enough,
Just because that's what we're trying to do,
fair enough.
give everybody a shot to be heard. Okay, and thank you.
All right, that's it now, thank you. Appreciate it.
Our DPW director is next, Mr. DeWitt.
Square bales. We want square bales.
Good morning.
Who wants square bales?
Square
I
bales.
brought a show and tell piece for you guys.
Holy mother of God, it's not,
Looks like a big washer.
Yeah,
it's a paperweight I always wanted.
I think they call them coupons. Technically, we thought it was like a cookie, but we had
Please
the
tell me
live
that's not its natural, is it supposed to be flat or is it supposed to be curved?
curve. It's
Oh, it is supposed to be curved.
So when we did the live tap into the main down in the village for the water, which we're going to be getting to, it's a 10-inch main down there. This is what the outside of the main looks like. This is inside, which has, it's a ductile iron, so it has a concrete on there. But this got put in 2001, so just to give you a shot of what it looks like still down here 24 years later.
It's not too bad.
And that's
It still looks pretty good.
yeah, I was quite impressed. I mean, pipes obviously lost, many years, obviously, but I thought it looked pretty cool, and they did the live tap on it, and it was down there for a while while they did that. They actually put a saddle on the pipe, and then connected to the saddle, they put a gate valve, and then their drill goes onto the end of the gate valve, and they drill in, and while the valve is open, and then they shut the valve and take their drill off, and it was like literally a cup of water in the hole when he got done. The force of the water pushes all like the metal shavings and everything back towards the drill, obviously, and the drill's bringing it back towards it, and just brings it all out. So it's a really neat company that did it. They go all over New England doing stuff, but and it was the owner that was out doing it, and we learned a lot. But I thought it was kind of neat to see that, and he gave it to us. I thought I'd bring it in just to show you guys the condition of what the pipe and stuff like that. Obviously, we don't get to see what distribution systems look like very often on a regular basis in our system with everything being buried. It's about 6 feet down in the ground, and the new line that we're putting down is about 6 feet. Going into that, I think Melissa, probably in your packets, had given some highlights. I don't know if I sent it to her. If not, I do have copies.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So just a couple quick things to run down of what's kind of been going on in our department, highlights for you guys. This project, they did the directional drilling a few weeks ago where they went under a big culvert down there because it was going to be more expensive to redo that than just to go under it. So they did that and ran pipe under there, and then they started there and finished from that point downstream and put in the fire hydrant down there. We did hit one service. They hit one service while we were down there. As a matter of fact, that gentleman that has requested to be on our water system with the office building we talked about a couple weeks ago, there was already, I never knew this, but there was already a curb stop going to his property. So
Last week we approved that he can get on.
Get on.
okay, yeah, I hadn't heard that. But we hit that line, and we shut the line down for a few minutes. They repaired it, and we're back up and going. And they're going to drop a new curb stop there, anyways. And then last week, that was probably 2 weeks ago. Last week they were up in the other end, up by the courthouse, the old courthouse, and that's where the live tap was done. They were going across 171 up there, and now they're working their way down. I think tomorrow we have a updated meeting with the company, Bernice, and seeing where they're at. But sounds like it, and looking like maybe by the end of this week the main will be done, and then from there they'll start going off into the curb stops for the individual homes on the services. So they pretty much put the whole main in and bury it, and then they'll dig up, go into each house.
They gave us, 3 weeks from start, 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks, I think. I think it's gone, parts of it's gone a little bit slower. Then that's just what I think is going on, because I go down there every day and check on stuff. But I kind of thought they would be a little bit faster the way they were talking, but I think they're still within that time frame of what they were looking at. So I think we'll get more of an update tomorrow with that meeting of what they're looking at. We had a contract number 4, so that's contract 5 down there. Contract 4 that we have going on is all the things up at the water tower that's going to be happening. So we're going to be draining the tank and putting in temporary tanks for a little bit so we can clean and repair our tank up there. They're going to be cutting back a lot of brush and trees and such around our water lines up there, so they're more defined like they're supposed to be marked out. They're going to be redoing the inside of our chlorination building, setting up a lot of electronics and SCADA systems so we can be monitoring things properly.
Where is our water tower?
It's up behind the courthouse. When you look up on the hill, it's up there.
I've never noticed.
Yeah. Someday if you get time and you want to take a ride, I'll take you up there and,
All right.
and give you a tour.
Wait this summer.
Yeah, yep, just give me a shout. So a lot of work going on up there. They're hoping to start some of the SCADA system if we can get the company that does that, maybe in June, and then the bulk of the work will be like in July and August. There's going to be this contract is full of like a lot of little tasks, if you will. So it's not going to be all just, we're going to knock it all out in this 2 weeks. It'll be this company comes in and works on this part, and then this company on this part. So the main concern part will be when we drain the tank. That's going to be a big deal on that. That's where I'm stressed out the most. And Rich and Bob joined us at the meeting. One of the biggest concerns, obviously, is fire protection down here. And so there may be, we had an idea that Underwood's looking at, we may be bringing in like a tanker truck that will sit out here that's hooked up to the fire suppression system for the nursing home, and we have to sit down here because we won't have that kind of water available up there.
How long is that going to take?
They're thinking like 2 weeks. A week to 2 weeks. They got to drain it, let it dry out. They got to repair what's in there, let that cure. Then they have to chlorinate it and restock it. So they were thinking, up to 2 weeks, maybe less, maybe 7 to 10. But they were saying, probably 2 weeks.
And a truck down here can make up for the pressure.
Right, so they have, the way Bob explained it is they have pumps in there on their fire suppression, so if we just have water, the pump will draw it in.
That's fine.
We just have to supply, and so there's a lot of math going on of how much water we need to supply for them for certain lengths of time and all that, so Underwood's working on that plan right now. The amount that we need up there was, and that's getting adjusted a little bit, but that was based on just domestic use. That we'd have up there. They're talking about, we talked about 10,000. I'm kind of feeling like it might be go to 12 to 15,000, but at least 10,000. They're talking about getting 4 2,500 gallon tanks that'll sit up there, and then they'll be piped together, and then the wells will fill those tanks, and then those tanks will be hooked up to our water main to fill our water main.
Keep water going, yeah.
For domestic use, yeah. The original math was like 10,000, but now that we put in new meters, we're getting more accurate, new meters more accurate, we're getting more accurate readings that I feel like that may have to bump up. Our daily consumption is going a little higher than what was originally thought with our old meters. So that's got a lot going on there. Also, while we're having a contract for, Bob also talked with Underwood about ideas of looking at these. We're going to have the water lines moved for the addition over here, for the laundry addition if that goes on. So kind of just keeping that in mind and what that may entail, that those will have to go into different entrance, so that the building's not built on top of the water lines the way they currently are. So we got some of that they're kind of looking at that, ideas on that for us. Fire hydrant installations. Talked with the gentleman that won the bid on that, and he's talking about maybe this week, in the next couple weeks, we're going to start looking at knocking those out and getting all the new hydrants put in. Meter reading bugs. We're still having some, so we got almost all of our meters in. I think there's 2 customers, well technically 3 customers. 2 of them are buried because we go to trailers. And the 3rd customer we just haven't been able to get a hold of that we need to put new meters in. But other than that, everything's in and reading. The problem we're having is that we're working on is what is it reading in. Like our old ones were always hundreds, so when we get the number off we had 2 zeros, but it's feeling like maybe these ones were programmed to be more like 1,000 instead of hundreds. So we're kind of working out the bugs with the manufacturer on that, trying to figure out if it's that or if it's something in the automatic read that's causing the issue. Because when we do the math, when Karen does the billing and the math, it's not coming out to be kind of normal. If anything, it should be, these new meters should be registering more water going through them, and some of the way the billing comes out, it feels like some of it's coming out a little bit less. And so we think we have something going on there, so we're looking at that. Underwood's helping us with that, but I'll also be contacting the manufacturer on those. The tough part is we dealt with one company. I bought these meters from a company we deal with all the time, have for years. They've sold these for like 60 years. Well, during COVID, the company wasn't making the meters as fast as the distributor liked them, so they decided, after we had already put our order in and we didn't know, they decided to get out of the business of selling that brand. Luckily there's another company, distributor in town that we picked up, and they've been really good to us that deal with these. But it's just that kind of support where now they're not selling that brand anymore. They don't want to necessarily put too much effort in, so it's kind of a back and forth between the 2 companies. But I think it'll get all figured out, and it's not operational. We're all operational and stuff. The wastewater has had, obviously, as you guys know, a lot of issues going on there. Last week, we got 4 control boxes coming in, 3 from one company, 1 from a separate company. The separate companies came in last week. I was very excited, opened the box up, and it does not look like the same one that we have out there that we've been waiting 3 months on. So I immediately contacted the salesman, took pictures and everything. He's working on it. He hasn't gotten me an answer yet, but he has kept me informed that he's looking at what's going on. I said, either way, if this is right, but it looks different, then it's just me. But comparing apples to apples here, they don't look the same. And so he's going to get back to me, and I said, we can't be waiting 3 months again on this. We have to get this fixed. So we're kind of in a battle with that issue on that one. The other big issue that we're looking at, and I had talked I'd like to have someone, and I emailed Underwood, they have a division for wastewater, to look at the idea of having someone evaluate our, we call it septic field out there, but really it's a sand filtration system. Have them evaluate that, because I think that it's I don't know when the last time it was ever had any maintenance done to it, and I feel like we're starting to have a few issues out there, and so I'd like to have it, originally we were going to have Underwood look at our whole system, but we had an expert come in and kind of tell us on the plant side of everything in there, and I was confident in that, and we didn't have to pay for it. But this side, I'd like to have someone come in and look at it, evaluate it, possibly make a design plan, and if we have a design plan that has to be updated, then we can have something to work with to go out to RFP with contractors and say, this is what we need. So kind of looking at, working on seeing if we can do something on that. We've had problems with we had to put a new motor on the compressor out there and some electrical issues out there, but hopefully that's, we're topping that off today and gonna have that project finished on there. Quarterly testing and reports, there's always lots of testing going on. We have the two radium 226 and 228 that we're having to do quarterly now, and the beryllium, we have to test at a 80% of the allowable amount 4 quarters in a row before we can have that dumped out of our testing schedule. So we have that going on, lots of reports as usual. Winter equipment has been serviced, is ongoing, being serviced and put away, a lot of our winter equipment. Mechanical work, we got a big project coming on the dump truck, our big dump truck that we'll be bringing in, working on. One of the things is putting a new gas tank in there, that one's leaking, and then hooking up some other stuff. Got front hub seals on our backhoe that have decided to give out, and so we're just got the parts in, we'll be looking at that. And then one of our tractors, the injector pump and new injectors needs to be done. Skid steer needs to have its maintenance done on it. Summer equipment, we're getting that all serviced. There's not a lot of service on that. We tend to have a habit of trying to service everything before we put it into storage, so when we take it out, it's just a quick grease things up and look it over and make sure everything's good and get everything going. Spring cleaning is ongoing on the complex. We've started a little bit. Hopefully, the superintendent, he's looking at getting a couple inmates out with us to help, so that'll be a big help. Because there's just tons of work around here that needs to be done. Plow trucks have been serviced and the plows have been serviced. And we're getting ready to put those away. The spreader will come off soon on the truck out here. Usually I don't like to take it off much before May 1st, just in case we have, something. The long range is starting to look better, so I'm getting a little more confident than possibly this week. But those 2 trucks, annually I take down and get undercoated, so we'll be doing that shortly. I get an appointment for those. I have a lot of classes coming up here in May and into June for my licensing. This year is my turn to have all my continuing education classes that need to be done. So I have a lot of those classes coming up. Mark and I seem to trade off. His license is due the opposite 2 years of mine being done, so I have a lot of those coming up in the next few weeks. The hoop house out here, it's got the wall fell down. One of the end walls fell down earlier this winter.
What is the hoop house?
It's over here.
It's right out the window out here.
Is that the greenhouse?
Yes, sorry, we call it a hoop house because of the hoops, I guess, and it's a different material than technically a greenhouse, I believe. But yes, the end wall fell down, so we cleaned that up. It was rotted. Of course, there hasn't been a plastic over it in quite a few years, and so we cleaned all that up last week and got that all out of there. But that's going to be an issue that we'll need to address in the future, I think.
Is it time to take the hoop house down?
Personally, I kind of think so.
I don't particularly like looking at it.
I agree. I think it looks like an eyesore out there, and I prefer to have this area look nice because the residents sit right out here in this back, and I think it looks like an eyesore. But I think we need a little bit of, Olivia always took care of that, and technically I guess it came back that we own it, is what I heard. It was kind of supposed to be a half cooperative extension, half Carroll County thing, worked out great for years, and then some political stuff took place and an MOU wasn't signed, so the cooperative extension didn't want to put the new plastic on it, because every so many years you gotta put new plastic on it. So it's just been abandoned since then. I think that Olivia has some plans and some ideas to use it in another location, if that gets approved.
Let's try and work on that, see if you can get her to make a decision.
I think she has a decision. I think it's kind of up to you guys to make a vote and say, yes, let's take that down and give it to cooperative extension. Melissa can correct me
Who
wrong.
bought it? Did we buy it?
It came in for a grant. It was a grant given to us through the conservation district, I believe. Yep, up there in Conway. We applied for it. It was technically kind of supposed to be like us and cooperative extension. But I think because it was on our property, it kind of came in as we received it or whatever. But at this point, I think she's the one that used it for all the years. We helped a little bit here and there, but it was an excellent program because she would do all kinds of experiments down here, give education things to it, and all the produce came out and went to Chris in the kitchen for no cost. But
Do we have a use for it?
I don't feel that we do. And it's been sitting there, like I said, we don't do any of the vegetable production or anything anymore. If we had been able to work something out with her, then, you know, where she could come back. I don't know if she would still want to have it in this location or not, but,
Okay, we'll move on. Dallas, just hold on till the end.
I just think it's an eyesore there, and we need to decide one way or another what we should do with it, either take it down or fix it properly or something.
I agree, I agree.
So,
But again, who owns it?
the last, can you correct me wrong, I think the last that came in, we own it, right?
They do.
Since it would be in a grant, are there any strings attached to this grant that we're not gonna bust?
Probably not because it was so long ago, but I can,
Yeah, but I see enough federal grants, not saying this is federal, but I see them go for 20+ years or more, so.
we'll try to get you more for next week.
Yeah, that would be good.
I
Okay.
think it was in 2013 we put that up, I believe it was.
All right, we'll revisit.
I don't have a problem getting rid of it, just make sure that we don't have to deal with grants.
We'll
for
revisit
it.
it next week, okay.
Yeah. And that's pretty much all. I guess the only other question I have for the commissioners is was looking for an official word here on hay, what we're doing. I need to start planning the best I can here of what the fields and what's going on.
If we hay, what's your plan?
If we hay, I think, you know, if we get inmates, I've heard some hearsay in the community, and Commissioner Parker is saying it now, that, you know, we want to concentrate, that you guys would like to see us concentrate more on square bales, and I don't think that's a problem at all, as long as we're getting the help from the jail with the inmates.
Perhaps we could ask
His Majesty down
King
there.
if is that going to be doable?
It all depends on the population at the time. Right now I have a couple, but it changes day to day, week to week. So if I have them, they can have them anytime he needs them.
So I think I would look at it from the management side of, you know, looking at doing primarily square bales, but if I go and cut a whole bunch of hay and I go over to the jail and they're like, oh, something changed today, they got in trouble, whatever, I can't send them out, then I need to be able to still get the hay off the ground. I gotta hook the ground baler up and get it done. Or if we're in the middle of square baling and the square baler breaks and we got rain coming, I'm gonna hook up the round baler, I'm gonna finish the field with it. We got all these tools in our belt, which is great to have. We can focus on one thing, but I just want to be aware that that doesn't always, you know, if all the pieces aren't lining up, we still need to use the rest of the tools that are in our tool belt.
Well,
to get it done.
as long as we're going to focus on square bales.
Yep, and that's not a problem at all, like,
Are you
make
okay
that a
with
priority.
I believe in square bales.
I believe in square bales. So the plan is square bales.
The more square bales, the better.
The more square bales, the better.
Okay.
All right, so you good with that?
Yeah, like I said, as long as all those pieces, I just want to make sure it's understood that all those pieces have to be in play, and we can definitely make that our priority of always trying to focus as much as possible.
We good to go with that?
I think so.
Okay. All right, thank you.
And I think I bored you guys long enough, but that gives you a little update of what's going on, and can't think of anything else that we have that we need from votes or anything like that on, so.
Good.
Any other questions that you guys have?
No.
No.
And if either one of you are around at some point and want to go for rides, check out different parts of the property and the water system and such, just give me a shout. And
I will this summer, I want to go to the water tower.
great. Thank you guys, have a good day.
You're not leaving the toy with us?
Yeah, I can if you want. I was gonna put it in the scrap pile, but.
Superintendent King.
His Majesty, all hail.
Morning.
Okay.
Some days. I read the agreement.
All right. So
I did
it's
too.
5750 to 60. You guys have it.
Just for the benefit of everybody watching, just take them through.
Oh, yeah, so it's our new, starting July 1st, I've negotiated with Rockingham County for our boarders. We currently make $57.50 a day when we take their inmates. And we generally take all their women from them. And July 1st, we'll go to $60 a day. So a little increase in revenue, and right now we're doing about $1,000 a day in revenue, so, in boarders, so. Doing good.
I read it, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
All right.
So you just need a motion to approve that.
Yeah, and the signatures on this side, if you don't mind.
I motion we approve our contract with Rockingham County to board their female prisoners for $60 a day starting July 1st.
Second, all in favor?
Aye. And I know two of the commissioners.
And you
which is
need us to
hilarious.
sign that.
Yes, please.
Anything new on the federal stuff?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I spoke with the ICE representative last week, finally. He, as you might imagine, is extremely busy with the bigger contracts. He is going to plan out a date to come visit us, but he is interested, especially for temporary housing for the northern border crossing issues.
Yes.
Obviously, we're a couple hours from Boston, but he was interested, especially because we have an open unit at the moment, to temporarily house people from the north headed towards Boston. So probably a week or two at a time. And we'll see how many we get. But he's going to come visit us first and check out the site and make sure that we're still good to go. But he did seem extremely interested because we had a separate unit.
Okay.
So, moving forward.
Keep us in the loop.
All right.
Good.
Very good.
Thank you.
Melissa, do we have everybody here for the,
No.
okay?
It's not
Not
9:30
yet.
yet.
It's not 9:30 yet. Rather than make
Other
them,
business?
rather than make them sit there, if we were ready, I would do it. Other business?
Yes.
Other business?
I would like
Commissioner Parker?
I'd like to form a new committee that head up by Melissa, because she volunteered for it, because she's the one who brought it to my attention. Thank you for volunteering for it. Recreational committee to work on doing trails through the 700 plus acres of land we have for walking, biking, stuff I talked about last year, and she has taken a shine to it, and she
I
wants
think that's an excellent idea.
and she can fill it out with people and have her own little kingdom over there and make us nice walking trails, bike riding trails, parking spots on the Wolfboro side, Ossipee side, usual stuff.
So the last time I was involved in trail building, I had a lot of inmate help, so.
I'm sure the king can figure out something.
Do we need a motion for that?
Yes, we do. I so move.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations, Madam Chairman, officially this time. Another thing that was brought to my attention, hay.
Yes.
I seemed that I caused a lot of angst when I said county employees cannot buy any more hay. I mean, elected officials.
Yes,
Not what I meant to do.
I understand.
I think that there seems to be demand for hay among county employees. And I think county employees should get the first cut of hay that when it comes off the fields. So in deep consultation with the administration of this lovely county, I propose a plan that a sign-up list will be done for county employees for the amounts of hay or amounts of bales they need, that they get first cut before we send it out and sell it elsewhere. They still have to pay a fair market value, so on and so forth. But to make sure that our certain people who want their 200 bales of hay, that don't yell at me about it, can get it. It seems like you're not surprised by this.
I'm not surprised by this.
Okay.
So-
And
I'll make that motion.
the only question is, I don't know who runs the, Melissa, who would run the list?
Normally that happens with our administrative assistant in the finance office.
Carol.
She keeps the sign-up sheets, the list of customers.
Can you explain to her exactly what we're looking for? First come, first serve.
Yeah.
And make sure our good folks over at the Hagen department know. So I so move.
Melissa, you can put that in a format, we can,
Yes.
okay. All in favor? Aye.
Well, we'd like really good records kept, please.
Correct. We're trying.
Don't try.
Anything else,
Do it.
Commissioner Packard?
No, that's good.
All right.
Do you want to do the supplemental 5 minutes, or do you want to wait till after?
Do we have everybody here now?
No, the HR director's not here.
Let's do the supplemental.
The
Do
supplemental.
you want to do it? Okay. Should have my notes.
Do it.
Okay.
Do we have any non-public today?
Perhaps, maybe, Bob Murray's going to get back to me in a few minutes.
Okay.
So as you know, the delegation is meeting on May 12th at 10 o'clock. The chairman of the delegation agreed to put the supplemental appropriation public hearing and vote on that agenda. So what I would need from the commissioners so that I can get it advertised is a vote on the bottom line and what we're requesting the funds be used for. So I have updated the spreadsheet. You're going to ask how much money do we have left, right?
Correct.
I have a number as of the end of March that I can give you.
Sure.
7,304,873.
And what does that leave us?
So,
Can't be much.
82 million.
let me get my calculator. I don't know if you want to go just run quickly through each item, or if you're,
Well, the last list stopped at electronic records, so we've added registry land record system,
correct.
pavilion, HVAC, impound lot, and carpet replacement.
Yeah, yes. So just- This leaves us with about 225,000.
Do you need an answer on this today? For the vote? Well, even if they approve it, it doesn't mean we have to spend the money.
Exactly.
Exactly. My only concern is what's happening at the state in terms of funding these days, because
Oh, don't look at me.
I'm not looking at you, but I just know.
Your
that-
guess is as good as mine at
I
this point.
understand, but there's a lot of stuff going on
Oh,
about
there's a lot
how
of
much
stuff
money
going
we're
on.
going to actually have, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay, I'm.
So some of the projects, aren't
I'm okay
under
with-
contract right now. We just have
Right,
quotes. Like
right.
paving is a big one. If we don't
Mhm.
do that, then
We're not paying around this, are we?
no.
What's that?
He asked if we're paving around the annex. No.
I kind of killed that earlier.
The first part of the paving initial, I think we got a $1.1 million bid to do the whole complex. So this 600,000 covers around the nursing home and
Right.
replacing all the sidewalks, and it also covers in front of the admin building and dealing with drainage issues at the walkways over there.
And
So-
as we go forward, we'll see what's doable. I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
I sensed a lot of doubt there.
No? No, I don't have a problem with the projects, just a matter of,
Well, we just do them one at a time as fun.
well, that's what we do, as it looks like the money's available, or we won't need the
So-
money for other things.
Right, so what will happen is the delegation will approve the supplemental budget, hopefully, in the amount that you're recommending. And then, if the project involves a building, such as the pavilion, the laundry facility, trying to see which ones don't have a contract. So really, the pavilion and the laundry facility will still need to come back to the delegation because it's an improvement to a building greater than $25,000. So there'll be another round of approval from them.
Gotcha.
Okay?
So I'll accept a motion to approve the supplemental budget in the amount of $7,080,000, $80,394.
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Get that going. Thank you.
I think I saw our HR director
So there's our HR director.
arrive. There she is.
I have.
Good morning.
Morning.
What the heck is going on?
My favorite things to do is employee recognition for longevity of service. So if one or both of you gentlemen could give me a hand.
You're the chairman,
I can do that.
Okay.
You are the more longevity.
I can do that.
Right.
I'd be happy to do that.
I'm just the vice chair. They don't want to deal with me. I'm like the
You
vice
can stand
president.
up here too.
I will.
I've got my reading glasses on and now I can't tell
What would
who's
you like-
actually in the
What would you like me
building.
to do, madam?
Okay, I will hand you a certificate and you will shake their hand. So,
I can do that.
excellent, excellent.
I want to see it first.
I know. So I'm very excited. We've been able to amplify the program this year with the new budget. We were able, in the past, we've done pins and certificates, which is great, but we're amplifying that to now include a gift. Snappy.com is a website where the employee can go on and select something they want to help recognize. I think the days of the crystal, the plaque or the crystal thing that sits on the man, those are kind of over. So this is everything from speakers to blankets to all kinds of things. So anyway, so we've amplified the program to include that starting this year. Because we had to wait for the budget, that's why we're a little bit late in doing this. So I'm recognizing January through April today, and then each month we will do this as we have people who are passing milestones. Our first awardee is Lindsay Pinardi, who is our supervisor in dispatch. Unfortunately, she's still supervising dispatch, so she is not with us this morning. And she has 15 years of service with us. Cheryl Napton.
What was her name? It's Lindsay?
Lindsay Pinardi.
Thank
Is
you.
Cheryl,
Thank you, Lindsay.
Cheryl Napton, is she here? Probably not, because she's a second shift supervisor. Okay.
Thank you,
Stephanie Ames. Here we go. Stephanie is celebrating 5 years with us, so that's her goodies.
Thank you for your service. Thank you.
Congratulations. I think.
And in February, we had 2 employees indeed celebrate very, very long service with us. Lori Lemry is the first. She had 25 years of service.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Young man.
Young man.
And in March, she's followed close on the heels with Pam Berlin, who has 30 years.
Damn, 30 years.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Pam, can I take your picture with the commissioners? I know. And Linda, she's right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right there, I see you. Pam's also our deputy treasurer, and thank you for doing that, and holding it together.
Now, the executive coordinator's got to get those photo moments. Okay. No slouch on her own. April Carpenter has 15 years of experience and longevity with us.
Thank you, April.
Thank you.
Very much.
April, do you mind? Sorry. Some people don't like this.
I think she
More
minds.
Kodak
I think she
moments.
minds a lot.
You can say I mind a lot and I don't want any part of it, it's okay.
Let's do it.
All right, thank you.
I'll see if we can arrange an accident with the phone, April.
Stephanie.
You know.
I just thought it was a perfect joke.
Mark Ayers is probably out mowing or doing something with, but Mark has
15
15 years experience with longevity with us.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you much.
Thank you to Mark.
And last but not least, and accepting on behalf of Officer Dean is Superintendent King. Officer Dean has 5 years
5 years.
longevity with us.
Congratulating for us.
He is one of our second shift supervisors, so we didn't think that was fair to make him get off work at 7 a.m. and hang out for 2.5 hours just to visit with us. I mean, I know, I don't know why he didn't. So yeah, so those are 8 folks, so
Congratulations,
congratulations.
Thank you all for your service.
Thank you.
Melissa, why don't you get all the ones that are here to stand in a row and take a picture?
What's that?
What are we doing?
Ed has now become our photographic
My
editor.
production manager over here suggests that we get a group photo with the commissioners and everybody that changes.
They're gonna do a group photo,
Yay.
so get ready.
Of them or us?
All of you.
All this,
The
okay.
only photo I want to use is your freaking motion.
And not with the subway, gate behind you.
Not for the gate.
How
How
about
about
blowing
right
snow
here?
passing?
Is this working? Thank you.
You guys are in front. You guys are in front of me.
Yeah, I know.
Beautiful things.
Very good, Mr. Chair. My question is, which one? Kevin, Dallas, and Fred, which one's been here the longest?
That's right. We gotta add these guys next.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Well, I've been here since 2011, so.
It's not about you.
I guess we.
Of course.
Uh-oh, what's going on? You're back.
I have a non-public under C.
Oh, non-public.
All right. I will entertain a motion to go into non-public under New Hampshire RSA 91-A:3132C, public employee hiring.
I so moved.
And we will come out and we will come out only to adjourn.
B is,
Yeah, we'll have
hiring is,
public comment.
hiring is B.
Hiring is B. I will reread it. You are correct. Very good. C, reputation of a person other than a member of this board or subdivision thereof.
So is it B and C or just B?
No, it's just C.
Just C.
I misspoke.
Just C.
Just C.
I'm confused.
Yeah, if it's just C, then why are they hiring under B?
No, we're not hiring.
You just said hiring.
Oh, you just read B
Yes, I
instead of
just read
C.
it. It's
Okay,
C.
that's clarified.
We
Now
are
you're both
only
confusing
going
me.
under C. Reputation of any person other than a member of this board or subdivision thereof.
Okay, 9:36.
Roll call.
Did you second?
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Roll call.
Aye.
Commissioner Parker?
Yes.
Commissioner McGee?
Let's do
Yes.
it. Let's go.
9:36.
Let's do it.
That was manipulation of Robert's and Masons. But I'm confused. That's interesting.
You hear the HR director, oh, Mark Comeau, yeah, he's all back in the years, he can't do nothing. Fuck him off. He's doing.
You can make that motion.
What's that?
Coming out of non-public.
So we will come out of non-public and seal the minutes under, which one would this be? Disclosure and effective? I guess disclosure would likely have an effect on reputation of a person or public body.
Or the public body?
Or public body. It's the reputation of,
Someone other than a member of the public body.
yeah.
There you go. That
Yeah,
sounds
there you
good.
go. What she said.
Close enough.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
9:57.
Move to adjourn.
We got public comment.
The public has no comment.
Dallas had his hand, Dallas had his hand
The
up.
answer is no, Dallas, you can.
So I was hoping to say, well, Will was here, but there was a whole lands committee that got put together, I believe it was last year. I was there for just about every meeting. Mark McConkey was on it as a representative, David Page and Richard Brown were all on that. The discussion was, part of the discussion was the greenhouse and how they wanted to restore it. It is a UNH project. I offered to pay for that myself. It was about $1,000 for the plastic. It was in that ballpark, probably a little less, and we were gonna do it. There's no reason that wall should have fallen down. It's not rotted. It was probably got blown over by the wind. I don't know what happened to the equipment that was attached to the wall. But if you decide to get rid of it, I would like to take it. Personally, I would like to see it put back up because it was actually vegetables and things, or you could even grow flowers if you wanted, that could be used in the kitchen over here that supplies the nursing home and the jail. And then there was a discussion, you might want to go back and check with one of the representatives because it was $75,000 that was put aside by the Lands Committee for things like that around here. So there is money for it.
I'm not sure there is now, but.
Well, at the last delegation meeting, they talked about the $75,000.
Yeah.
They do have it set aside. It should have been set aside.
7,500, right?
No, 75,000, yes.
It's a lot of things.
Not 100, 75,000. And I remember this specifically because I went to every single
Did
meeting.
they fund the lands committee again, Melissa? They did not this year.
No.
Go back to the committee delegation meeting and you will hear them talk about it at the end of the meeting, that there was $75,000 that should have been set aside. And I
Well,
remember
It doesn't get set aside.
Chair
It goes back into-
Avalani brought it up.
After the budget is finished, my understanding is the money just becomes part of it.
Unless it's reappropriated
again the following year, which it wasn't this year.
So unless it, I don't know what happened
The money
to
does-
it. I'm just
the money
saying that
does-
it was appropriated by the delegation and it should have been encumbered, is what should have happened to it. Yeah, because they had it set aside.
I don't,
That's not encumbered though.
Regardless of that, whatever you decide to do, let me know
well, here's the
because,
question. I mean, the question is, I'm not gonna restore it just to have it sit there. If we're not.
That's right, it was supposed to be
We're not gonna use
used.
it for a reason. There's no point in having it sit there and then have to replace it with plastic again the next time it rips. It makes no sense.
it
So
was supposed
there's
to
gotta
be
be a
used.
use for it. And at this moment, I don't know of one.
I don't know why they're not using it, to tell you the truth.
Who's they?
The county. Why is the county not using it at all?
To do what?
To grow vegetables like they were supposed to
Who's
do.
going to do
Who's gonna
that?
grow?
Well, we have inmates that can build bicycles, but they can't grow a plant. I don't understand that logic. I'm just saying, they can work on the field, the trails that you want to put, but they can't grow a plant. They can work in the hayfield, but they can't grow a plant.
But
You're not making any sense to me.
You're forgetting one thing though, based upon available population.
Right, so what does it take, 2 people?
I don't know.
Right, exactly. Either way, really, it doesn't take a whole lot of people. I'll offer right now to come down here and do it myself, because I think that's a worthy project. Second of all, you guys are putting money, what happened to the Gene Shaheen money, the $2 million? Whatever happened with the
We don't have it
environmental
yet.
impact study?
We don't have it.
Because we put out money for an environmental impact study. Did we get the environmental
Yes.
impact study?
Yes.
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 We did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what was it, the
Would you like
final
a copy
say?
of it?
Did we discuss it here? Because I don't remember it.
Just in passing that it was complete, so you may have missed. It was just that it got done.
It got done.
It was on the website, there was a link to it on the website when the annex project was still active, but that's been taken down. It is available if you'd like to.
So you don't have like a summary of what the impact study said?
It's, so the land is clear, they didn't find any historic artifacts, they didn't, it's free to be developed or,
Right, came back
but it
clean.
goes into the asbestos, the lead, the,
Right.
everything.
So we did the impact study, we paid for that, but we didn't get the money.
Not yet.
We haven't not gotten the money. It's still in process.
Okay, was
It
there a
hasn't been denied.
was there a time frame on that?
No.
No.
Okay. All right, well, regardless of that, if you don't want to use the greenhouse and you guys don't feel like you can keep up with it, let me know because I would love to see it going. I will take it home with me. If I have to pay you for it, although it was a grant from UNH, they may have to deal with them.
Okey dokey. Fred?
Yes, Fred Kane again from Wolfboro. Are we gonna have a new policy on the county now that Commissioner Parker has brought up that county employees get first cut? I personally think that, I have no problem with a county employee getting the hay, but I think it should be first come, first serve for the taxpayers in the county also. It shouldn't be.
It doesn't really make that much difference, because if they're paying market value, the taxpayers are gonna get the money, or at least the county is gonna get the money that anybody will pay for it, so.
Well, the only thing that I think Mr. Kane is saying is, if we're selling it for less than they can buy it from a retail outlet, and I'm not sure we are at this point, we should be charging basically market rate.
Yeah.
It should be market rate, but I think it should be open to everybody, not
It is
county
open to
employees
everybody. It is
first.
open to everybody, but it seems like there was problems that arisen that county employees were trying to get hay and they couldn't get a hold of it.
To answer your question, we'll work on that.
Yeah, well, and I think it should be open to everybody at the same time, not county employees first. It should be open to anybody to purchase, and obviously I would think the county employees would know about it being on the complex here probably a little earlier than the public, but I think it should be fair to all of them. And also, the funds that we received for the American Rescue Act, is there a time frame when that has to be spent?
No. The only one is, I believe, Melissa, correct me if I'm wrong, the gopher money, which really we don't get. It's a reimbursement. It's a reimbursement. It's a matching. We have to match it with $1.2 million. So in order to get $800,000, we have to match it with $1.2 million, and that's still to be determined.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I would say maybe we ought to bank some of that money instead of finding projects to spending it on, because eventually the taxpayers are going to have to, foot the bill to maintain these things. Instead of saying we got $7-8 million there, let's spend it. I think we've got to save it for a rainy day.
All this is doing is allowing us to spend it if we want to, but believe me when I tell you, we'll look very carefully at. I'm very concerned about funding from the state.
Yeah,
and what we're going to get.
The state and the federal government, I think it's, we have to be cautious here. Speaking of funding, my last thing now is, I know that they said that the last check for the former Commissioner McCarthy was being held until the laptop and the phone and some other things. Has that check for April gone out yet?
No. We put a hold on it.
Okay, until we get that. Like I said, when I went to my hairstylist, he said, has she made any meetings? I said, no, since swearing in, she hasn't made a meeting, she hasn't phoned in, she hasn't Zoomed in as of April 1st, before we lost the Zoom for the last couple of weeks. So she was still collecting a paycheck, and as he wore his hat that had Doge on it, he said, maybe we need some Doge here. So,
well, if you look at the rules of procedure for the commissioners, it says that you're supposed to make all the meetings, barring any unforeseen circumstances. However, as an elected official, you do what you want. So it would be ethical to show up for the meetings if you're elected and getting paid.
If getting paid, that's my point. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Kevin, Commissioner Parker, I think that it's great that you reversed your decision. It shows you're not an absolutist and you're flexible. And I think it's a good strategy because maybe now the farm manager will make a better quality product with less noxious, poisonous like milkweed and things like that. But the market's so limited anyway. I mean, who buys hay today? But although I will mention, first cut theoretically is of lower quality, is lower in nutrients, is lower in protein. Second cut is usually a little more expensive, and it's a better quality hay. But no, I think that's a great idea. But I do agree with Dallas. I think the greenhouse, we should, when the crash hits and we're all starving to death, we could at least grow, because this used to be the poor farm 150 years ago, and we could at least grow broccoli or something, or vegetable, or cold weather root crops that could grow in USDA zone 4A or whatever we're in. We're not in 11, that's for sure. But no, thank you very much,
Thank
and
you, Kevin.
looking forward to a good hay season. If we, I'm sure, and that's right, the HR director, who I'm not berating, I'm just saying, Mark out there mowing. Now, what could he possibly be mowing today? Okay, thank you, that's all for today.
That's a philosophical question, correct?
That's a rhetorical question.
Rhetorical question.
And on that note, we
Rhetorical.
shall adjourn until the call of the chair at
10:08.
10.
Thank you for
So
your,
moved.
thank you for your attendance, commissioners.
Thank you for
It's
your
our
attention.
job.
Yeah, good job, you have perfect attendance, both of you, unlike,
I actually have attended every meeting
Not my
since I got
office to go back to
appointed.
normal, I'd be very happy.
I don't know where my certificate is.
Very.
and the delegation meetings too, let's not forget.
Yes,
I
I've been to
actually
all
appreciate him
those.
going to delegation meetings, so.
I've been to all of those also.
Yeah, that's a hot seat, but
To
now.
get